Bueno, buenas tardes. Hoy tenemos el gusto de hablar sobre temas más allá de lo terrenal. Así que tenemos una especialista en eso, es María Petrak. Buenas tardes, María.
Hola, ¿cómo estáis?
Bueno, y es un honor porque, bueno, ella vive en Europa Central, va a dar sus reflexiones sobre temas bastante relevantes para nuestra vida y más allá de nuestra vida. Vamos a hacer en inglés y en español, vamos a alternar. Así que bueno, lo primero es lo primero. Vamos a presentarte. ¿Qué puedes decir de María Petrak? ¿Cómo te presentas? ¿Cómo te presentas? ¿Qué puedes decir de ti mismo?
Wow. Lo primero, mi nombre es solo mi nombre, pero ¿quién soy? Es una pregunta muy grande, porque todos nos preguntamos quién somos. ¿Quién soy yo? Hay muchos nombres, María Petrak, Imara, como artista Imara, pero mi nombre es maternel y paternel es María Petrak en esta vida. Pero yo que creo yo soy una conciencia.
¿Tú te consideras un artista?
Una artista, periodista, blogger. En los últimos años también como un modelo para mi misma moda, freestyle fashion. Estoy escribiendo un libro sobre superconciencia y los secretos de las pirámides. Es mi experiencia que tenía.
¿Qué consideras de la vida actual? ¿Qué es lo que te conforma o no? ¿Qué balance haces de la vida humana hoy?
Perdona, Marcelo, no te escucho muy bien por la música detrás de tu voz. La música es muy...
muy fuerte.
Sí, gracias. Mejor.
Bueno, no sé cómo bajarla, porque eso lo controla. Bueno, te preguntaba, ¿qué concibes, qué piensas de la vida humana hoy? ¿Cómo está el ser humano? ¿Se preocupa por lo mismo que te preocupas tú o
no? Es una buena pregunta, porque en el mismo tiempo, cuando escucho las noticias, me da como rabia, ¿okay? Me da como miedo, me da como wow, no puedo creer, no puedo creer qué está pasando en el mundo ahora con la guerra, con las noticias malas, con la manipulación que estamos escuchando cada día. Por eso yo no quiero escuchar nada más. Estoy creando mi mundo donde creo un mundo mejor, ¿ok? Un mundo mejor que es mi mundo interno. Y por la razón que creo que estamos manifestando nuestros sueños. Mi sueño es paraíso en el mundo. Eso es algo que quiero ver, que quiero sentir, que quiero realizar. Entonces, no quiero saber sobre el otro mundo, que es un otro mundo de malas noticias. Por eso no me interesa.
Okay.
Decirte la verdad, no quiero saber y yo bloqueo todo que no me sirve. Okay. Soy una persona muy positiva y por eso...
Yendo a ese otro mundo, vamos a empezar por el principio, como no puede ser de otra manera. Which is the origin of the universe for you? What's your opinion about the universe, its origin, and if you think that there is interrelation between other civilizations, non-human civilizations?
Well, I have been researching about my own origin and about the origin of my own thoughts and about my consciousness. Let's put it this way. Not many people know about this because I keep it more or less for myself. Some of the articles that I found also on internet, I was questioning, oh, okay, is this the true or not? And what I believe that the universe is in fact every single person of us. We have the universe in ourselves. Universe for me means also one word. Universo. Universe for me is therefore one word, one identity, and together with our consciousness, we create unity consciousness, where we tap into the field where we are all one when we are in the same vibrational frequency. Okay?
We are
so
all one.
Sorry?
We are all one.
Yes, we are all one. Aspect of the creation.
And in the history,
sorry?
And in the history, you are connected past life. For example,
when I, to be honest, to tell you the truth, I never believed in reincarnation. I never believed in past lives. But then when I went to Egypt in 2017, my whole world and my whole consciousness changed completely. Because I started to feel, I became super sensitive towards energies, and I started to research about all this phenomenon, from crop circles to UFOs to past lives to people who had similar experiences like me. I must admit that I have been working on this research for some years, and I have always been interested in Nikola Tesla, even as a child, because I was very curious. You know, children, this is where the origin is. I believe that we all are small children inside of our hearts, and that with the years we become wiser and wiser, and then by the end of the time, when we even die, or by the time when we become very wise, 80s, 90s, some people are even older, this is where we start understanding that indeed we come naked and we go back to the source naked, and in between what we experience, we can't take it with us. We can just take our memory. And I believe that since everything is energy, our consciousness is also energy, and our memory is also energy. So the energy never dies, it only transforms. So it explains the theory of, energy in motion, and energy that we have our bodies, which is like a three-dimensional body, but our consciousness, our aura, it's multi-dimensional consciousness. So when we think
there is one energy, and we belong to this one energy. We are part of this energy.
What I believe, I can only say about what I believe. I believe that we are all one energy in different aspects. It's like the sunlight. We are the light being. We have our light body made of atoms, protons, neutrons, molecules, and trillions of cells. And our super consciousness that we can activate through meditation, through healthy living, through frequency. And frequency for me is also the happy frequency. Okay, that's the reason why I'm always trying to dance, why I'm trying to, no matter what's going on around me, no matter whatever is TV presenting, whatever radio is talking about, I switch it off, turn on my music, my favorite music, so that I can feel happy and detach from all that negativity that is happening around the world, and then start dancing and turning around my own body, you know, like circling. And this is where the magic happens. This is where I really start feeling like activating my whole body, activating my own light body, which we call Merkaba. I'm sure you know what Merkaba is. It's like a light ship that we have. It's like our light body that we have. So when we consciously activate our light body, dancing, the miracles happen. That's where we become super conscious and super sensitive, and where our intuition becomes very strong, and where we start feeling even the crystals that we hold in our hands, which are a million years old. We start feeling their energy and their vibration, and it's like another kind of communication that we develop with the crystals. But the same thing can happen with the flowers. All the living beings, we can feel their energy. And when we open our hearts and our mind, and when we become grateful, when we show our respect and appreciation for all life, this is where everything can change for us. Because then we realize that all that outside world doesn't have to exist. It can only exist. It would exist. Let me just complete the sentence before I lose this feeling. When we give power to the outside world, then they can rule over our reality. Okay? So if we say, no, I don't care about the politics and about the media and everything that is happening out there, because I don't know whether it is truth or not, because I'm not there to find out whether that is true, what they are saying and what they are talking about and what they are showing on TV. I would need to go there personally and find out whether this is real. What is the reality? What is my reality is different to your reality. What is their reality is different to, it's up to them. But I decide about my reality. Sorry?
You live in another dimension.
I live in another dimension where I realize, in fact, that our souls are eternal, and that our consciousness expands. And our consciousness expands, especially then when we live healthy, when we meditate, when we do yoga, when we connect with nature, and when we switch off all the electronic devices, and when we completely connect with nature, with natural elements, when we breathe fresh air, where we meditate with the sunlight. This is very important. When we absorb the rays of light, and where we feel that this light is going through all our cells, purifying our body, purifying our mind, and especially purifying our hearts. And that's where we connect with all those people that are doing the same all around the world. And that's the reason why many people are meditating and organizing gatherings. And as many people we connect, as powerful and more powerful it is. Because only if one person is doing it alone, it can be powerful depending on the consciousness of that person. But if we connect with like-minded people and we all meditate together, we do yoga together, we sing and dance and pray together, this is where we change the unity consciousness, where we can again connect with people, doesn't matter where they are, around the globe. So we are one global family. We are all connected. And there is a beautiful film, beautiful movie called The Connected Universe. I worked with Nassim Haramein and with the team from the Connected Universe, and I watched the movie. I would suggest everybody to watch the movie, because then you will understand that we are truly interconnected, not only through our mind and heart, but also through the vibration that we share with each other. Sorry that sometimes I speak a lot.
Is there any difference? Two questions. First, when you discover these thoughts or conceptions about life and other dimensions, when you discover.
When I discover?
If there is, okay, the second later. The second later. Answer.
So when I discovered this multi-dimensional realities, and it's a long story. I'm writing a book about that. But
when
the most important
why?
Well, I can't even say myself why. It just happened. I was in Egypt, and that's where I started to feel. I had an encounter. I'm very how should I say, very sensitive about that encounter, because it was very dramatic for me at the beginning, and then when I started to relax and I started to accept it, I can't explain with words, okay, but I just felt that there was an energy coming to me in a very very strange way. Telepathically, I could feel some kind of energy transfer of energy and knowledge from one very, very ancient statue that I looked just like I'm looking at you now. And as I approached this statue, I felt so much respect. And when you see a statue that is like thousands and thousands years old, or maybe even million years old, because nobody really knows how old these statues are, and you have a very special connection to that statue, and when you look into the eyes of that statue, this statue becomes like alive. Have you ever experienced something like this? I thought, oh my God, I was kind of first scared, but then I relaxed, because I felt like there was a voice coming saying, sorry?
You were alone?
No, I was not alone. There were many other people around me, but I was like attracted to that statue. And it was in a museum, in Saqqara Museum, and I went there also second time, and I had a completely different feeling. It was like, okay, now I'm complete with my process, because it was a part of the process that I went through. It was a very spiritual, very deep spiritual experience, and I'm explaining about it more in detail in my book, my forthcoming book. And this is where this whole process started in 2017 in October, and since then it was an extremely intense time for me of research and inner research, and also outside research, and also my travels, because I realized that my inner travels and my outside travels are interconnected.
And in your dimension, there is a conflict between materialistic life and spiritual life?
There is a big conflict there. At the moment especially, we are reaching the crucial time where spirituality is going to become much more important than material. And many people are still, like majority of the people are still very much into material world. And once they start understanding that they cannot take anything when they leave their bodies, they will start sharing and caring more for each other. And this is what I realized some years ago when I gave up lots of things, where I gave up even my properties that I had, and I became a nomad. And that's one of the reasons why I have been traveling quite a lot and always returning to Austria. And Austria is my base, but whenever I have an opportunity to travel to another country, I do it because I know that it is enriching my life. And every time I travel to another country, it's like traveling through time and space. Okay, so
is there any difference with the New Age religion or the Buddhist religion?
Sorry, I did not understand you.
Is there any difference between your thoughts on the New Age Buddhist religion, for example?
My thoughts and New Age. Well, many people will think that I'm very much New Age and it's too spiritual and too but you know, we are entering into Aquarian age. We are entering into Golden Age, where we feel what is right and what is wrong inside of our hearts. And everybody has their own truth, and everybody should know what is right and wrong, because you don't simply do something to someone else what you don't want to be done to yourself. And if we know that we are one, then we are going to really take care of each other, because we all are brothers and sisters in one way or the other, unless we are married. When we are married, then it's a sacred, divine, spiritual marriage, and it doesn't have to be in a church. It doesn't have to be, I have my own theory about everything. So
monogamy,
I already
marriage or multi?
I believe very much that when a human being becomes divine feminine or divine masculine, then they will become very choosy about their partners that they share life with. And it's super important that people start understanding that when we share our life with someone and we share our energy with someone, then the two universes come together. And it's very powerful, especially when we know that we are exchanging energy on many different levels, when we know and feel that we are multi-dimensional beings having a human experience, then we can reach infinity and eternity, which meet in our hearts.
Which is the special attraction of the ancient Egypt?
Ancient, sorry?
Egyptian.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
I don't understand your question. ¿Puedes decir en español si quieres?
¿Cuál es la razón por la cual el pueblo egipcio ejerce tanta atracción?
¿Atracción por Egipto?
Sí.
Porque yo
¿Tú crees que tiene el pueblo?
Was ist der Grund, warum die Leute, die Menschen, so viel Verfolgung oder Attraktion erfinden über die Kultur von Ägyptien?
Es ist alles persönlich. It can be personal. You see, in my case, when I went to Egypt, I started to feel my roots, my connection, my soul connection to the ancient Egyptians, because I love sacred geometry. I've been researching about sacred geometry. I connected the sacred geometry to the pyramid energy, which is creating the torus field, and much more, which we also have in our bodies. Okay, when we activate our Merkaba, we also activate our torus field. Melchizedek wrote 2 books about this, and if someone doesn't know about this, should read it first. If they have some questions, they can ask me as well, because even though I did not read the books completely, I experienced it personally. So for me, Egyptian pyramids are like activation portals for our Taurus energy, so that we can start connecting to our divine source within and connect with all the other dimensions that exist in the whole universe.
What about the end of life? You don't do
the end of life? The end of life. Well, in this lifetime, where I'm now 53, I experienced already 3 times near to death experiences, out of body experiences, where I always came back to my current body because I felt like my mission is not over. I still need to come back and complete my mission. And one of the missions is to write my book and tell my story about all that I have experienced, and also so-called my past lives, which I don't know if they're my past lives or if I just tapped into the energy of another person that lived before, where I connected with their soul very much so that I could feel what they felt. It can happen with human beings that are alive, and it can also happen with the human beings that already passed, and their energy is still present in the field of the place where we visit. Like, for example, I'm in Vienna, and I know that Maria Orsic and many other personalities lived here. And when I started to research about Nikola Tesla, many videos popped up, and many books came like to me. People were giving me either gifts or something, and it was like something related to Nikola Tesla. And it was like a synchronicity. So I started to research about Maria Orsic and about Nikola Tesla, and then I realized, oh my god. Wow.
Okay, why Maria Orsic first? First of all, why Maria Orsic? Which is
why Maria Orsic?
Yes.
Because it's very strange, but Maria Orsic, she was a phenomenon. She was a channel. She was a highly spiritual woman, and she also lived in Austria. She worked with Nikola Tesla, and somehow I connected with her energy in another, how should I can't explain that, but I just felt that.
My question is, why Maria Orsic and not Eva Braun? Or why Tesla and not Edison?
It's a difficult question. I can't explain. Some things are unexplainable. With some people, with some names, or with some personalities, you have like the same wavelength, right? And you connect with those energies of those people. With some people, don't. I don't even know about many people. Like, I'm not all knowing. Like, we are all learning every single day. And when we connect with someone in our heart or in through the wavelengths, because these radio waves are everywhere, okay, then we tap into those radio waves of or energy field or quantum field of someone where we connect with, and then this energy is shared. The knowledge is shared, and suddenly we know about something without even understanding how do we know it. So how can I explain that? I'm still researching about this myself. Okay, so therefore, most probably because I was always interested in the work of Nikola Tesla, because for me, even as a child, he was a great inspiration. Even with few years, like 6-7 years, I met someone who was one of my neighbors. I lived at that time in Serbia, and he showed me Perpetuum mobile, and I was fascinated as a child about Perpetuum mobile. You know, kids are so pure and they are so innocent and they are very curious, and they are genius. All the kids are geniuses, in fact, but then with the time we lose that geniosity because we go to school and then we have traumas and we have so many negative experiences, and then the politics come, and then the religions comes, and then I don't know, so many things come into our path that influence us negatively, and then this geniosity as children, then we lose it. However, when we connect with nature and when we still try our best to be pure as possible without the influences of the negativity from outside the world, then we can still keep that innocent energy connected to the source that is sharing information directly with us. And that's what they call Akashic records, the original source energy that we even have embedded and stored in our bodies.
So one of the most important factors is the curiosity.
Curiosity, yes.
You can find or influence by some personalities of the past, and you try to find the undeliverable with this personality.
Or if people inspire
are part of you, finally.
Can be. I believe that when we are inspired by someone, we try to understand those people, we try to learn about those people, and then those people more or less like they share their information with us just because we share our appreciation for them. So when we appreciate something, then it's revealing to us. When we show gratitude towards something or towards someone, then these people open up. When we criticize them, when we, it's like, it's very natural, right? It's like Dr. Masaru Emoto. He proved that consciousness is inside of water, that water has the consciousness, let's put it this way. We consist of 70-80% of water as well. So if consciousness is the key to all of this, then this is probably the reason why all this is happening, and why it happened to me, why I tapped into that information or received this access information that is so-called hidden information from other people, because I was appreciative about it. Maybe this is the reason or the reply to your question, why Maria Orsic, why Nikola Tesla, why other people, why pyramids? Because I appreciate the architecture, because I appreciate that genius, sacred geometry, and the power of that place. When you go to Egypt, when you are lying in the sarcophagus, when you are singing there, when you meditate there, when you go to the temples and you appreciate the glory of that place, and where you praise the ancestors, then you realize that, hey, they are our ancestors, your and mine. So you become like part of the family. You start realizing that these are your grandfathers and your grandmothers. And then suddenly, every stone talks to you. Then every place, you feel like you recognize it. I mean, it's unexplainable with words. You need to experience it to understand.
Is there any
And you need
message
to be
of?
open.
Is there any
Sorry?
message of? Is there any message of Maria or Tesla to the actual generation, for example?
If there is any message from them that I received,
From Maria, for example.
I could, from Maria. Well, my name is also Maria, you see, and I'm also a dancer. She was a dancer. She loved music, and then suddenly she became super sensitive and started to receive some strange symbols, and she's famous for you know what is she famous for?
I don't know. For
She's
example,
supposed to build the UFO. Sorry?
For build? To build?
For building the UFOs, spaceships, spacecrafts that unfortunately were misused by the military. And
I know that she
then
was famous.
she-
She was personal advisor of Hitler.
Yes, and then he misused her knowledge and misused her spirituality for the military purposes, and then she disappeared. And nobody knows how it happened and why and so on. So I tapped into her field, and I can't explain with words. Tapping into field means I connected with her energy.
And
I read
Tesla,
something about her, and
Tesla is happy with, for example, Elon Musk. No,
no, of course not.
cars, electric cars, the future of electrician world.
No, of course he's not happy with that either, because all the geniuses should become famous, and they should benefit from their inventions when they are alive, not only when they die, and then someone else takes over. That's not allowed according to the natural law and divine law. This is not okay. So you see, I don't know if I should tell you or not, but and whether this is true or not, but there is a guy in Serbia called Nikola Tesla, and he's the founder of Teslana civilization. And I don't know whether he's real Nikola Tesla or not, or real Nikola Tesla reincarnation or not. People need to decide about that themselves. Okay, they have to make their own opinion. He looks exactly the same. He talks exactly the same. And there is a gap of many years in between when he was killed in New York, because we all know that he was killed. More or less starved to death, because he did not have the money even to pay for his food. And Maria Orsic was supposed to be one of his best friends. And then when one of my friends from Austria told me, Maria, you love Nikola Tesla work so much, you have been researching about him so much. By the way, there is a guy called Nikola Tesla, and he believes he's the reincarnation from Serbia, and you can meet him. He's coming to Vienna. And I was like, what? This must be a joke, a cosmic joke. And at the end, I met him. And I thought, oh my God, this is not, it's impossible. He really looks like him. I did an interview with him. And then when he met me, he said, you're the reincarnation of Maria Orsic. And I was like, what? This is not possible. I can't believe this must be a cosmic joke. Because if reincarnation exists, then what is this all about? Is someone making a joke out of us, out of our intelligence? I mean, of course I look different than her, and he looks a little bit different to the real Nikola Tesla. But we both connected as well spiritually, and we both organized in Vienna so-called the Green Pyramid workshops 2.5 years ago when he was here. There were around 50 people at our workshop where we meditated with those green pyramids. You can even find him on Instagram. You can find our photos on Instagram. And this is the very first time I'm talking about this openly, because I felt that I lost my mind when I saw him. And where he told me some things about my past lives. Not only my past life, but my past lives. And I'm still digesting it. Sorry?
If you had to make a comparison between the world where they live and this world is more or less comfortable for curious, genius, creative person. What's your opinion?
Well,
¿Este mundo es más o menos cómodo para los creativos, para los genios, para los artistas, que el mundo que ellos vivieron? ¿Qué te parece?
Yo creo que antes hemos tenido un mundo más creativo. Ahora es mucho más difícil ser creativo y auténtico, porque tenemos demasiado influencia de la prensa negativa, de los medios negativos, que no quieren que estamos libres, no quieren que estamos felices. Y eso es nuestro derecho humano, ser felices.
Pero el creativo es rebelde.
Todo eso es muy complejo. ¿Cómo?
Pero el creativo es rebelde, como era Tesla. ¿Por qué no se revela la gente? ¿Por qué no surgen otros Beatles, por ejemplo?
¿Otros cómo?
Beatles o Mick Jagger o no sé, Picasso. ¿Por qué hay tanta mediocridad en este mundo? ¿Crees que solamente por los medios?
I don't understand you exactly. Could you please say?
Karin, which are the reasons for the inexistence in this world of curious, creative? Only the media explain this absence of creative or genius? Only the media?
No, of course not.
Why people don't rebel with the order, with the mediocrity of this world?
You see, there are many people that are free spirits. Most of them are artists. I became an artist myself, dancing artist, and everybody should be in fact free to decide what they want to do in their lives, instead of being ruled by the governments and politicians and many leading personalities that are in fact very wealthy, and they don't even know what to do with all that. Sorry?
With bad energies.
With bad energy. You see, when we finally realize that we are one global family, that we need to take care of each other and that we need to share, because then we will care, and then we will all have a happier life, then there will be no place for wars, and there will be no place for manipulation, and we will have happy children, and we will have happy nations, and we will have intercultural dialogues everywhere. So we can finally create a world of peace and a world of unity in diversity and a world of harmony. And that's what I call paradise on earth. So as long as I don't achieve that, at least in my little community, then I'm not going to leave. And that's the reason why I'm writing my book, because I would like to reach as many people as possible, to tell them about that story, which is in fact a beautiful story of humanity. Becoming humans again. Instead of losing our minds and losing our power, we need to become free again and become as creative as possible and as free as possible, and communicate with each other on many levels, and also develop our telepathy, because we don't need to speak so much. We can also be silent.
We have to we have to close this program. Maybe you have a time next week to continue this very interesting interview, but I have now another program, and I give you the program, and you can close, please. Yes? Thank you very much, Maria.
Okay.
And we called us
Thank
together.
You, thank you, Karin. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Bye-bye.